It's all happening. We're making a new beginning.
Hey everybody, it's Charlie. This is going to be my Walking Dead Season 9 Episode 1 video. Obviously, we got to talk about how they changed things, trying to fix all the complaints from the past couple of seasons. There's a brand new showrunner, so just careful for spoilers if you have not seen the episode yet. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe to get all the videos. I'll talk about schedule and future Walking Dead videos at the end of this, because they are changing a lot of things this season. Andrew Lincoln and Lauren Cohan have already revealed that this is going to be their last season as main cast members. Not that they'd never come back, but I'll address that at the end of the video too, because obviously it's a very big deal. But top 10 WTF and comic book Easter eggs. Starting with number 10, how things have changed with the time jump. So if it wasn't clear, there was a bit of a time jump, but not an extreme jump, because Glenn's baby has been born, Maggie is no longer pregnant. There were a lot of questions about that. But they open with a montage of going around all the different groups, just letting you know that they're all kind of working together, but obviously things sort of slide downhill through the course of the episode. Like, even though they're attempting to work together, not everybody is really happy with the situation. Rick's whole thing the first half of the season, or at least at the start, they're going to attempt to look to the past to help them with the present, meaning they're going all Westworld, going with old school technology and farming methods to help them feed themselves and get around. Although I would say Eugene's invention of the corn fuel is actually probably one of the most useful things that they have besides just growing food. Number 9, big change, the new title sequence, also denoting the showrunner change. If you don't know who Angela Kang is, she's been with the show since the beginning. She's the new showrunner. Scott Gimple has transitioned to more of an overarching creative role in helping them with all their spin-offs and the movies they're trying to develop. Yes, there are Walking Dead movies that they're trying to make. Who knows if any of those will actually make it to the screen? This is all part of AMC's plan to exploit the Walking Dead property as much as possible. They intend more spin-offs, all kinds of stuff. You've probably been hearing about it the last couple of months. Number 8, Rick rides into the Capitol with all the other main characters. Really nice mirror of the pilot episode when you see him riding into Atlanta on horseback. You get a nice shot of the Capitol building. They're really going to the National Museum of American History to get the heirloom seeds. Like, that's all part of their big plot. But while they're in the Capitol, they make all these references to new government restarting democracy. There's all kinds of funny metaphors. So if you're not a big comic book reader, there actually is a new government in the Walking Dead comics. I don't know if we're going to see them this season, maybe in a future season, because we know we're getting the Whisperers, and it feels like they try to introduce one big group at a time. So if we do Whisperers next, then we might not meet the Commonwealth, the new government, for quite a while. Number 7, you may have spotted the funny Manifest Destiny metaphor when Michonne was noticing the big trap that they used for the first big action scene, that big glass floor with all the walkers beneath it. The joke that they're making about Manifest Destiny is, if you're not familiar with the concept, Manifest Destiny is the idea that imperialist tactics like expansion is sometimes necessary and inevitable. So they're just making the joke that the walkers' expansion around the world is inevitable. So it's Manifest Destiny, but with a really sinister twist. Number 6 was the Spider Pinata Walker. You could tell that they lingered on that shot for a long time. They really wanted to have some fun with this, but it's the month of Halloween, so of course they're going to do stuff like that. That just happened to be their special quote-unquote walker of the episode. 5, Anne of the Scavengers explains the heirloom seed plot. So they grab pretty much everything. They said, they grab it all, we'll take it. So they were trying to grab tools, they were trying to grab all the supplies that they would need to use the heirloom seeds. But while they're doing this, they all kind of touch around the different groups. Daryl even remembers Merle. Like, he doesn't admit that he misses him, but he does say that there's other people, like Beth, for instance, that he wishes were with them now. The really good thing I think that Norman Reedus does with the way he performs the Daryl character isn't showing a lot of emotion without actually physically showing a lot of emotion. You can just kind of read what he's really thinking on his face, even if he's not talking about it. We have our first big action scene when they almost fall through the floor. They almost fed Ezekiel to the Walker pit. They use the save to let you know that he and Carol are officially together, and even though he wants to move forward, it was a bit of a subplot. Like, them this season, whether or not they will make a go of it the way that Rick and Michonne are making a go of it. Number 4 was them losing the noob, so I kind of wondered why they gave these new characters so much of a character arc at the beginning, but it was them just setting up this payoff that would eventually culminate in the Gregory twist at the end of the episode. They did try to get you to care about all these secondary characters, but usually what they will do is when they have a red shirt in an episode, sometimes they'll give him a couple lines of dialogue so that you kind of know who he is, like, oh, he's that one guy that was talking about this one thing. He had a father that one of the other guys wanted to apprentice to. They also use that to remind you that Siddiq is with them. He's now the official main doctor on the show, pretty much. Number 3, Gregory's insurrection plot. He tries to get the people to turn against Maggie, uses the dead boy, gets the father drunk so that he'll attack Maggie without realizing what he's doing. Then 2, before she resolves that, she gets really hardcore with Rick about how things are going to change going forward. We're not going to help out the Saviors anymore unless we're getting something in return. So she gives him all those demands, and it's really just the show letting you know that Maggie is super hardcore now, and she's not going to take any shit from anybody. This is probably the beginning of the end of her arc. Remember, I said that Lauren Cohan is not going to be a main cast member after this season. So what they might do is use this dark Maggie storyline to make her go a little off the deep end, and maybe she realizes that she needs a break so that she can leave the show without them having to kill her character off. So I don't know that they would kill Maggie at the end of the season, because Lauren Cohan did imply that she would be coming back, but just not as a main cast member, so just cameos in whatever future seasons. But of course, number 1, she executes Gregory in the comic book way. Circumstances were a little bit different. In the comics, she hung him from a tree. Here, she just did it in retaliation for his failed plot to get rid of her. But again, the way Maggie ends that moment is actually really awesome, just because she is so dark and the kids come walking up. Wait, stop. She seems a little bit sorry that the kids had to see that, but she's just so intense in that moment that she just brushes right past it. They play the teaser for the next week's episode, and it's all about rebuilding the bridge, so that might cross the next couple of episodes, like their next big arc, because it seems like a really intense project, so I'd be blown away if they get past that in a single episode. But it's just more drama between the groups. Rick thinking they need a charter, and everyone being nostalgic for old times. Like even Daryl references their original group. We could have done anything, that group. Now, I'm not so sure. The really big question is do you think that they corrected some of the mistakes of them spinning their wheels in the last 2 seasons? I think one of the biggest changes was them trying to show people accomplishing a goal, people being more mobile. You didn't have a bunch of people just sitting around in the same place, but a lot of that just depends on how the next couple of episodes go. So we'll see if they can maintain their momentum. But I do think that they lived up to the title of the episode, A New Beginning. So very meta in that aspect. But just let me know what you guys thought of it in the comments below. What'll happen is just depending on how everybody feels about the season, I'll do more videos. I will at least do another video when Andrew Lincoln leaves the show. I think his last episode might wind up being the mid-season finale. So if everybody is really on board for weekly episodes, then I'll do that. If not, no worries. But obviously there are a couple of big moments that will be happening this season. Andrew Lincoln and Lauren Cohan leaving. So we'll probably find out more about that soon. But click here for my new Game of Thrones Season 8 Direwolves video, and click here to watch Mark Ruffalo attempt to give away the title to Avengers 4. Thank you so much for watching. Everybody stay awesome. We'll see you guys tonight.